Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Jacques, farm manager of Uchee Pines Farm, and I welcome you to our seed house, our greenhouse A. This is our seed house where pretty much the heart and brain of our operation, where we start our seedlings, and want to come take a look? Follow me. All right, in here we have all our seedlings. As you can see, we have a table full of seedlings, and our beds, we transformed them to hold seedlings as well. Initially we had soil in here and we'd grow in here, but we decided to transform it by putting mulch fabric, as you can see the mulch fabric. So we lay that down in order to prevent the weeds from growing, and then it becomes like basically like a table, a makeshift table. And the advantage of this is that when we water it, the water drains down, it won't pool here, and we can have our nice little babies growing, our seedlings. As you can see here, we have onions here, and we have some lettuce. We even have some comfrey here that we're starting in pots. We're going to transplant them soon. In addition, we have a whole bunch of baby starts. Let's see, I think these are cherry tomatoes, and more cherry tomatoes. We have a lot of tomatoes going on. And the thing is, we try to do extra, because the thing with seedlings, sometimes you get a good germination rate. Other times, as you can see, this tray has almost every seedling coming up except for these two. So you have to prepare for situations like that. And we have the ladies, you can come follow me here. We have the ladies working on seedlings. So these are lavender, one of my favorites, by the way, lavender. When I was in Portugal, we grew lavender. The bushes were about as tall as this young lady here. So this is lavender. We're transplanting from our seedling trays, as you can see. And I'll show you the bottom of the trays. It's about time we transplant. As you can see, may I show them? The roots are just starting to come out. Nothing serious, but there is instances where the roots become matted under. We don't want to wait for it to get that long, because then it'll be too long. And so in this case, we're putting them into here so that they can grow big enough, and then we transplant them into the field, which we have prepared for it. These are some trays that we're going to sell. Somebody placed in an order. So that's the advantage of having a seed house. We could even sell seedlings. So check these out. These are artichoke. And we didn't have good success the first time I came here with artichoke, so I didn't give up though. You got to persevere in gardening. And here they are, growing pretty decently. The bottom leaves are yellowing a little bit. Just means that they needed to be transplanted, which we did. We transplanted them from a tray like this, actually a tray like that, the 50 cell, to these pots, so that they can grow, have more room to grow, and then God willing, we'll get these in the field soon when they're ready. These tomatoes, we did the same thing as we're doing with the lavender and with the artichoke. We put them in these pots because, as you can see, they're growing quite tall, and they should be ready to. They're ready to transplant actually this week. So we're working on getting the place ready for them. Either by this week or next week, we'll get them transplanted in our greenhouse, actually our hoop house. For those of you who are familiar with cassava, here they are. Yeah, we grow cassava in Alabama. So these cassava plants, what we do, we actually get the cuttings from our previous planting, and we put them in pots. They stay in pots over the winter time. We actually put these in the pots in November, I believe, either October or November. After we harvested them, we saved the sticks, put them in these pots, and look at that. See them growing? Sooner or later, we'll be transplanting them. In fact, my planting calendar shows we can start transplanting them from 2 weeks from now. The ideal is you want to transplant your cassava after your last frost. Our last frost here in Alabama is like March 30th, the end of March. So we're going to hopefully get those out there. And our goal is to actually put them in the ground in a mound this time. I'll just tell you a little something. The first time we planted cassava here, all of them went bad. In fact, we lost every single branch, and thankfully it was gifted us. We didn't have to pay for them, but it was a lot of work we put into it. So they all rotted in the ground. Just was experimenting. It's good to experiment in the garden. And so the next year of our experimenting, we had a great harvest. Unfortunately, all of the, well, 75% of our roots rotted in storage. Didn't know that cassava rots so fast. The last year, which was our third year of planting cassava, we had an amazing harvest. We harvested them at our own pace. It was a great success. We even made bami. For those of you Jamaicans who know bami, we made bami. It was delicious. And so this year is our fourth year trying cassava, and we plan on planting them in a mound. So we'll put the stick in a mound so that we can have an easier harvest. Over here we have our sweet potatoes. So initially we planted, if you come a little closer, we used to plant our sweet potatoes in this soil, but it didn't have fabric mulch on it. There's actually soil under here. If you peel this over, there's soil. You see that soil? But what we did, we put cardboard and fabric mulch so that the weeds don't grow up, because that soil has weed seeds. So what we decided to do was cover that up, and then we put our sweet potatoes in a crate with this fiberglass to hold the soil in. And this is seedling mix, the same seedling mix we use for our seedlings. And what we're doing, we actually put the sweet potatoes, the actual sweet potatoes, in this soil, and it shoots up, what do you call these? What is it called? It'll come back to me. So it shoots up these slips. There we go, slips. That was a slip up on my part. So it shoots up these slips, and so when they'll vine all over the place. It'll be like a little jungle of slips. And what we'll do, we'll cut them into 8-inch increments, and we'll put them in water. They'll send out roots, and we put them in the field. So we'll have our own slips. Normally we used to buy them, very expensive to get. So we're saving money by doing it ourselves. So they're coming up little by little. We planted them early so that they can get a really bushy, and then we could hopefully get our own cuttings from them. So again, this is like the heart of our operation here on the farm, mainly because these seeds, they start off as seeds, they turn into seedlings, and sort of like children in home. These are our little babies, these are our little children, and as we take care of them, they get big and ready for the field, and we send them off into the field so that they can grow and produce food for us here at Uchee Pines and beyond. So this is really the center of our operation at this time.